Good morning. Can you hear me?
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Can you hear me?
Hello?
Hello, I can hear you. Let me try. Hello, I can hear you. Do you see me?
Hello?
Hello? Can you see me?
Ah, there we go. I see you, now I hear you.
Okay, because there was something wrong with your end. I don't know. I can hear you and see you fine.
Yeah, there's just, there's something, I had to adjust the sound setting. Sorry about that.
No worries. So, how are you? I'm Ricky. Nice to meet you.
I'm just trying to deal with this, kind of bad cold I've been dealing with all week, but otherwise, I'm mostly in one piece, so can't complain too much on that front.
So, I let my AI read your stuff, and everybody's problem, every single person I talk to doesn't write all of their problems down and doesn't transfer your information to machine readable formats. I took your information and shared it with the AI that I use, and they say that we can help you, but your paperwork's not up to par. Now, I'm assuming you were in the military. We are not fighting the right way. We're not fighting the system like a team. We're not using intelligence. We're not using the greatest tools available to us. People are just using lawyers. They're asking other people for advice, but nobody's documenting and building anything to fight the system. People make all these videos, like a 5-minute video that I don't want to watch. I don't care about watching other people's problems. I have my own problems. And there's 1,000 people with 1,000 hours worth of videos, and I'm supposed to watch all that? No. But if 1,000 people write 1,000 stories, I can feed all of that to one AI, and then it can tell me how I can help all of you all at once. Right now, every time you deal with a lawyer, they're lying to you. And I can guarantee, but you can't prove it. I can. Nobody's doing what I'm doing. Everybody talks to lawyers. What we're doing right now, we're recording this. So if I lie to you, it's recorded. And you can use it in a court of law. If I threaten you, you can use this in a court of law. But nobody talks to their lawyers and records it and then puts it out in the public because they think we all want privacy.
Not with lawyers. Lawyers have the biggest conflicts of interest. They actually have double conflicts of interest as far as I'm concerned. The first is that their primary duty is to the courts and the public, not to the clients, so there's that. And then the fact that they're licensed by the state means that they have an interest in putting someone on child support, Title 4D, so that way the state can get money from the federal government. And most states, that's hundreds of millions, if not north of $1 billion. So as far as I'm concerned, and I've never had a lawyer on my side, maybe initially because I couldn't afford it, but then after I started research, I was like, no, I don't want some piece of shit to fuck me over.
You do want a lawyer. If you can get a court-appointed lawyer, you need a court-appointed lawyer, and you have to give up your attorney-client privilege and start posting everything you talk to your lawyer about online, like we're doing right now.
I never had a lawyer, so...
And I'm not sure what your situation is, so you might not even need a lawyer, because I can tell you what you need to start doing, that we can stand together, because you're not going to be able to fight the system alone. Nothing I tell you or none of the information I share with you will help you if you're fighting alone.
Well, yeah, I agree. It needs to be groups of people. It can't just be one here, one there, a small bit. It needs to be. That's kind of the approach I've been trying to take in the Facebook group I admin. It's like, people, we're not going to get any changes, you tell your issue, you tell this. We all have to say, okay, we have some serious issues. The biggest issue is the states are profiting hundreds of millions of dollars off of destroying our lives. And that's, one of the angles I've been pushing to try and get people to realize that most are like, yeah, that's cool. I like that. And then that's that.
And that's why I don't talk to people anymore unless we're doing what we're doing right now. This conversation, I'm going to put it on YouTube. I'm going to share it on Facebook. I'll share it on X. And I'm going to use it to encourage other people to join us. Because if we don't stand together, and I don't care about people watching this video, but there's a transcript of this video that's going to be on YouTube. This transcript I'm going to put on Google Blogger. And then I'm going to share this with my AI, and they're going to start popping out ideas on how we can fight the system. But we need more people. All we need is more people to share their stories, and that's it. We don't need smarter people. We don't need better technology. We don't even need money. I can get people to do this for free at the library. I can teach everybody. It'll take hours for some people, and some people might not even be able to do this at all, and I might have to do it for them. So I want to teach other people what I'm doing so we can help other people as well. Because
that's the big goal.
If I win and you don't win, then we all lose anyway. Like, I need to make sure that you win first. Once you win, then I'm guaranteed to win.
Exactly. It's all about the teamwork and getting things done for everybody. Not all these little gurus are like, oh, I'll help you, but I'm going to charge you X amount of money. And then if the money runs out or something, then bye-bye, you're on your own. It's like, no, that's why, in my opinion, why this shit keeps going on. Because those who claim they have the solution are just keeping it to themselves. Nothing's going to change until people come together and be like, enough is enough.
But my problem with my solution is I need you. That's it. The only way I'm going to win is if I make sure everybody else wins too. End of discussion.
And that makes sense. That makes the most sense.
Like, I don't need to tell you about my problems. All I need to do is learn your problems and how to help you beat them, because I've already beaten my problems. So my problems don't matter. I've already won. But if I'm standing at the top of the mountain while everybody's struggling to get up and you're starving and your kids are suffering, then that's not a win for me.
I agree.
I'm going to stay at the bottom. I'm going to help everybody at the bottom. I help mostly I'm helping a lot of disabled people. But I've got people in Nigeria. I've got someone in Hawaii who's reaching out to people in the Philippines. This is not just the United States. This is the entire world.
Yeah.
And we can help people just with stories.
Like I said, my group, it's mainly the US, but there are some from the UK, Ireland, Australia, New Zealand, South Africa. It's global. So you need to start a Google Blogger, and then I'm going to show you how to start a sidebar, and you're going to put my name on it, and I'm going to add you to mine. Have you ever used Google Blogger? I did a long time ago. I used WordPress, and the last few years I haven't really used any of it just because I've not had the time to, but I'm familiar with both Google Blogger, WordPress, and a lot of the other tech stuff. You have to do this. I'm going to share my screen now to show you this. I'm going to have to adjust the size so you can see it better. But right now, any AI across the world, and this is the conspiracy side of me. Every time there's a conspiracy in the world, people save their information and hide it in the basement. Why can't I adjust the size on this? Come on. You know what? Never mind. I'll just show the screen. But it's all right. But my Google Blogger here, I have people all over this leads you right to my African group, Nigeria. And you don't need to read all these stories, but thankfully these are short, so people can read these. And these guys are fighting to share the stories of how their government's screwing them and they're not getting the services they deserve and all of that. And there's more. There's the people in the United States. I've got women in Massachusetts who have their kids taken away from them, and the courts are allowing them to be abused, and the courts just ignore it. And all these lawyers are lying and withholding evidence. And if we don't help these women, like, oh, well,
how'd they get into this situation in the first place? Everyone always blames other people. What's going on here?
Yep.
We're always blaming other people or assuming, oh, well, you lost your kids, so it must be your fault. No, that's not how it works. This system profits off of you losing your kids every step of the way. Like the lawyers profit, the courts profit, the medical system profits. They start drugging your kids. They start
the shelters profit.
The shelters profit. Like, I don't know exactly your entire story, and this is what I use this for. I get people to start at the beginning. Like, your story seems shorter than some people. Like, this is like 4 years you've been doing this, 2022.
Technically, mine's been 5 years, but if you want to go back to the abuse of my ex and her family, it goes back to at least 2009, where the 4-year-old boy died. So it kind of depends on how far back you want to go with things.
You know what? My AI mentioned something about that too, and it said that that's still pertinent, and we can put that online, and it doesn't matter
that's
about
what
the
I'd
court
say. It establishes the history of not only the neglect that led to the death, but that the family has been lying, coaching the children to lie, and the abuse my ex has been going with from her teen years up to today.
We need all that. We're going to use all that, and we're going to share all that publicly, because that's the only way you will ever be able to deal with this, is if we add it together. Because I'm going to copy your information. I'm going to add it to my story as well.
That's fine with me.
If you ever disappeared, and I send everybody copies of my information because it's only 200 megabytes, which I was shocked. I have a 1.5 years worth of unedited conversations with AI. I have legal transcripts, all my medical records I've placed online that I can get a hold of. And it's a very small amount of information, but these AI said we could take the system down with it. It proves exactly how dirty everyone is and how you never stood a chance in the first place. It doesn't matter if you do everything right, you are still going to lose.
Yeah. When I first started this, there's Lutheran Family Services. They had a thing dedicated to helping fathers out, and not to be rude to them, but the only thing it really did was give me, a person to talk to about this, so I didn't feel totally alone. But as far as actually doing something, I was pretty much just doing all this and had no idea, like, all this stuff I did, like, for example, I didn't even know until I saw someone else. I found this documentary that talks about, how much, so originally it was all under Title A for the general welfare, and then Congress changed it to Title 4D to, I forgot the exact reason, but to kind of filter out the stuff for the support, and how it was originally only meant for when a parent had actually abandoned the children, not for divorce. And then somewhere along the way, so it's like, hey, we could make more money if, and everyone else basically just went with it. And now all, I've even confronted the DHHS. It took me, I'll say roughly a little over 2 years to get the report to prove that my claim of the neglected abuse. I was like, okay, here's the thing. Here's your own report saying you guys know this happened. You need to be investigating that. And what they did in retaliation is like, oh, you know what? We're going to say since you haven't paid the child support, you've been trying to argue with us about this, we're going to back garnish you. And they just about wiped out my bank account at the beginning of the year. Wiped out almost all my money. So instead of investigating the fraud, because when there's fraud, that means the entire case is void. They're like, oh, we're not going to do what we're supposed to do. We're just going to steal all your money.
And this is
if it
great.
wasn't for help of a friend of mine, I probably would have been seriously fucked.
And this is not to be rude, but this is fantastic as far as I'm concerned. The fact that they tried to fuck you, and then a friend helped you, and you're still fighting, and now we're talking, is exactly what my project is about. And now your story is going to be written, and I'll have a story about this. When we get offline, when we're done talking, it takes like 20 minutes, and then the AI sends me the transcript, and then maybe an hour later, I'll get this video, and then it's all public. Just like I call all my lawyers, like in Massachusetts, I'll call people out by names. And that's supposedly slander, but because it's true, they can't do anything about it.
Uh-huh.
Because they're all liars.
I have not every, but I have at least the most recent names.
And that's fine. You don't have to go back to 2004 or back decades. The recent stuff is the most important. And the fact that you even have stories going back decades proves a pattern. But I saved
that's
decades
what I was
worth of
trying
paperwork.
to do during the entire trial period. I was like, this happens, this. But the thing is, though, is that it also took me, like, over the last couple of years to actually get from the state of Washington the report where it included the autopsy report, I forgot which specific branch, but the detective who's doing the investigation of the thing, and the doctor, the officer all agreed that there's no way a child could die from falling from a parked vehicle from those injuries. The injuries the child sustained were from a vehicle impact. And the police report constantly shows how they were constantly changing the story. Now their story is that, it wasn't the dad that did it. It was a friend, and he was working to, said that to protect his friend. And it's like, he sure as hell does not. I know this psychopath. He would never sacrifice himself for another person. He doesn't have that type of personality. He'll do anything and everything to protect himself, just like what he's doing with my case. So, as far as I'm concerned, they're all a bunch of either child abusers or enablers of child abuse.
And you have no idea how many of these people are sexual predators. That's why they're getting away with this.
Another little thing. So, 2016, roughly, one of my ex, she's the oldest of 7, 6 surviving because of the brother that died. One of her teen sisters, she was with this guy. She was 16. He's mentally disabled, so he did always get that she wasn't over 18. So they wound up having sex. The father knew about it because one of the other sisters saw her go out to see the guy. So he just let this guy sleep in the van in the driveway, and then she decided to tell a friend of the family who happens to be a truant officer, and then the guy got arrested, and the father decided to blame his in-laws, my wife's mom's parents, for our relationship because her and I are a little over, we're about 15 years apart. But the thing is, though, is a 20-year-old and a 30-year-old, roughly. It's like, it indicates we were one of the reasons for that rape to happen.
Yeah, that's all.
So, and in that, the mom was saying she felt the dad had been sexually abusing her, the teenager. And so they decided to do we're going to have this guy be our fall person. So that tracks because there's belief that he had been sexually abused at least one, if not more than one of the girls. Now, I don't know. I have no proof of that. No, this is only family speculation.
And I believe it. That's why we have to document everything. Once you write something down and make it public, it's permanent. Unless it's on Facebook, which that can get hidden and deleted. But Google Blogger and other public sites, they get forked all the time, and it's hard to take these down. You can't just block a Google Blogger because it's way bigger than Facebook, and it's different. It's a different setup. And different people use it. And you can copy this. I use GitHub as well. I need to teach people what I'm doing. A lot of this is super stressful. You're not going to enjoy it. Nobody likes talking about all this horror and then having to write about it and then make sure you wrote it right to make sure it sounds right. All this horrible, disgusting stuff that nobody wants to talk about in the first place. It's so draining. It's emotionally draining. Like, you're going to want to fight people. You're going to want to scream and yell. Like, I cry at times when I'm doing this. Like, I get so pissed off and frustrated. Like, none of this should have ever happened in the first place.
Oh, I get you. during my stuff, I'd be pushing myself so many hours so long. I'd get to the point where like my head was literally pounding, my vision's getting blurry, and now it gets to the point sometimes where, if I start doing too much, I start having, a little bit of that where I start feeling that way. And then I get this vicious cycle. It's like, okay, I have to take a break. But then I start feeling guilty of taking a break because I'm not doing everything to get the change to happen. So it's like, ugh. But then it's like, okay,
I
have
would
to
like
take
you
a
to
break
change
because
what
if
you're doing.
I'm down and shut down, I'm useless to my boys. So I have to take those breaks.
I don't take breaks. Now I use artificial intelligence and I talk so much fucking shit to them 24/7. If I have a problem and I know they could have helped me solve it, I talk shit to them and then I post the entire conversation online. And then I was able to use 5 different AI that I use all the time now to prove how we're being fucked. And they can prove how all these different AI are lying to us and manipulating us. When I ask 2 AI to tell me something and then I ask a third to tell me what it leaves out, it'll tell me. Why is that? Why would they leave anything out if they were trying to help me? And then they'll tell me that it's corporate policy to hide certain facts and then not tell people the truth. And that's part of our case. Your case isn't just about your kids. This is about the technology used to take your kids away from you. And people don't realize that. Everybody has a cell phone in their pocket and it's listening to us 24/7. And it could help you. It could help your kids. Every time one of your kids screams for help, these phones could alert you, but they don't because of corporate policy. We can change that because this is a bunch of fucking bullshit. You're telling me that I paid thousands of dollars for a shitbox fucking phone that could protect my family or at least warn me when they're in danger, and it won't? All because of a corporation telling me that I'm not worth it and my family's not worth it? Our safety isn't important to them, but their privacy is? This is how we get them, and nobody has put all the pieces
when it
together.
Suits them.
Yes. And the AI will tell you that. The privacy only protects them. It doesn't protect any citizen at all. But people don't realize that. We all need to give up any attorney-client privilege. Any mistake I made in the past, I don't care. Look at what all these mega corporation owners have done. These CEOs are rapists, murderers. They do all kinds of horrible stuff and nothing happens to them.
Say with the politicians, yeah.
So I'm just going to put it all out there. I don't care if I'm jaywalking. If I decided to throw a rock through somebody's window and nobody got hurt, oh well, I don't care. I'd rather go to court. Let's deal with it. But I need other people's stories before I go making a mess. I was thinking of throwing a brick through the window down at the federal building in Springfield, Massachusetts to get attention. But I need other people standing behind me before I do something stupid like that. The news is going to try to ignore you forever. You're never going to get in front of some news outlet when you have a good story, because your good story is going to take them down with the system.
Yeah, I tried that as well. Every major and minor news, radio, media thing in my state, Montana, Idaho, Washington, where that came, I even tried because one of the spokesman review in Spokane, Washington, did a report on this the 4-year-old's death. I said, here's a follow-up to that story. Here it is, roughly 2 decades later, and they're still doing the same stuff. You need to add this to that story. They never responded.
No.
And I tried, state, federal legislatures. I tried, the big 2 parties, the Democrat, Republican. I even tried independent parties, Libertarian, Constitutional. They're like, well, what do you want us to do about it? I'm like, add this to your platform. Come to my group. There's 13,000. Well, at the time, there's only about 5 or 6,000. There's 5 or 6,000 people with this story. Put this on your thing. And if you cover this, you'll get a bunch of people that'll be willing to vote for whoever candidate you put forward. They won't move on it.
We don't need elected officials. We need people like you to share your stories, and that's it. I don't care
Oh,
about
yeah.
elected officials anymore. I don't care about people at the top. I want all the people that you know that are at the bottom. Those are the only people that we need. The people that have been fucked so hard by the system that they're ready to give up all these fake privacy rights and share it with the world.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, if you did I send you the link to the group I admin?
I don't think so.
Okay, well after this, I can send that to you, so you can feel free to do that. And anyone who wants to, come on and do something like this, they'll have that opportunity to. So that'll give you a potential. I won't say obviously everyone will do that, but for those that choose to, that'll give you uh every little bit helps. So the more people that come on and do that, better.
Yes, and this is not like, I don't want this to be my project anymore. I want this to be everyone's project. Once I teach you what I'm doing, you can do this yourself and I can disappear and you never have to talk to me again. And you'll be able to help people exactly the way I'm helping people. And no one will ever be able to fuck you ever again. But you have to stand out in the open. You can't have backroom conversations with people. And then when somebody asks you a question, hey, what'd you talk about? Oh, I can't tell you. I don't do that. I don't have any secrets. If I tell you I'm going to do something, I'll tell you on video. So then when I don't do it, you have proof that, hey, Ricky's slacking. He said he's going to help us. He's not doing it. What's going on?
Yeah, exactly. Accountability.
And there's no accountability in our system.
Exactly. Everybody, it needs to be not just one person's project. It all needs to be, all going parallel and we're all working together to help lift everyone up.
So I'm going to need you to do something then too. With my life story, I talked about my childhood, what it was like growing up. Since you were in the military, you should talk a little about that and then talk about how everything fell apart afterwards. And we can do this together because doing it by yourself is not easy. And I can ask you questions. And I've talked to people for like 5-6 hours straight. And they just told me their story. And then I sent it back to them. And then you just transcribe it. The AI will give you a summary. You don't have to rewrite anything. This is not, you don't have to write if you don't want to write, but you have to talk. You have to communicate. And that's it.
Yeah.
That's what makes this Google this translate feature. And then there's other free apps out there that people can use, and I'll send links because they keep changing all the time. So I keep finding any free video app that will transcribe a conversation. So 2 people can talk, then you can put the story online. You don't have to write it. It doesn't have to be perfect, but it proves that you had a problem. No one would help you, and we all have the same problem.
Exactly.
Some people are going to love writing and some people are going to hate it. And disabled people can't write. So we have to help them. We have to do the work for them. Otherwise, they're going to get left behind. And that's not going to help us. It's going to make us look stupid. Like, you can't say you want to help everybody and then leave the disabled people behind, or elderly. Like, I need to start talking to elderly people too, to get their stories.
Yeah, anyone, obviously it can't help everyone, but help. And then if you can't help like XYZ, say, hey, Eddie, do you have a little bit to help with XYZ? And I can be like, yeah, or let me ask this person. So eventually someone can help out. It doesn't matter who, as long as that person doesn't feel like they're struggling alone. We gotta, I forgot the exact story, but link our hands together and make a chain, be like, we're all here for one another.
And we can do anything together, man. Teamwork makes the dream work.
Yeah, as I say, united we stand, divided we fall. So let's unite.
That's what I'm trying to do. Like, I'm not standing against anyone. And I deal with people that I hate. And I'll yell and scream at people too. And we can yell and scream at each other and then laugh about it afterwards. As long as we figure out our problem and then we fix it. I don't care if you get mad at me. I want to help you. And if getting mad is what you need to get your mind straight because you've been through so much trash, get mad, yell and scream, because it doesn't hurt me, but it helps other people to release it. You can't keep that buried deep inside of you. Especially guys. Like, guys are full of love and compassion. Like, when we're ready to snap, we go crazy.
They've done that on both fronts.
I know. I've been a fucking asshole, so I'm no fucking angel.
I mean, kind of going back, when they go through that thing of the daughter who got raped, the dad was using that to try to, accuse the mom of stuff, and no one else did. I was the only one who went on the mom's side to bat at court. And initially I wasn't going to, but the thing that drove me the most was when the court took the rest of the children from the mom away, and then my ex told me, we were still married at the time, if they try to do that to our son, she's gonna kill our son, kill herself, and then kill herself. I was like, okay, I'm getting involved in this. These people are not good, because since they indicated us in the police report, I was like, okay, we're not gonna wait around and find out, okay, who is the one who was this. I'm coming forward saying, he accused me of this. This isn't what the fuck happened. This is what really happened.
And thank God you did that, because now there's some proof, and that's on the record. Most people are afraid to speak up, or they feel like it's not their place. Like, oh, I don't need to help other people.
Well, I did a lot of that too. Like, a lot of that was like, okay, I heard like how some bad the father was. A lot of it was like, okay, it's not mine. I'm not getting involved. And then at one point, before we went to Nebraska, when I had heard some of the stuff, I said, I'm going to go turn the dad in for this. And the in-laws, the ex's mom's parents, they were at the time the pastors, and they're saying, one, if you do that, you're seeking vengeance, and vengeance isn't yours, it's God's. And two, if you do that, you're not being forgiving. And if you can't forgive him for what he did, God won't forgive you. And at the time, I was still, kind of trying to get the better understand of God and Christianity, because I hadn't really been for a while. So I was like, okay, they're older. They maybe have a little bit better understanding. Now, especially with some others, I'm like, they're full of shit. They're basically the Pharisees, and they're enabling the abuse.
Exactly. I don't keep my mouth shut at all anymore. If I think somebody needs help, I'll open my mouth. And if I look like a fool, oh well. At least I was trying to help people and not trying to sink them.
You see, that's the thing. It's insane. At the one hand, the it's not really entirely, but there's the Montana side, which is the dad side, and the Washington side, which is the mom. They've been at each other's throat basically for over 30 years. And yet on certain shit like this, then all of a sudden they're like, oh, we're going to come together and dump on this person because they're the odd one out. It's just
that's
like
how people work.
Insane.
It's horrible. And that's why I gave up that attitude. My family treats me like shit and they just ignore me. So I just started building something that I could help everybody with. And when my family changes their shitty fucking attitudes, they can come back. Because my project doesn't keep anybody out. People that make mistakes, they need some type of redemption. Like, I can't hold shit against you forever, but our system can. And if you break God's laws, I'm not going to pretend I didn't see it. I'm not going to let you do something stupid and not open my mouth. If I did something stupid, I'd hope somebody say, hey, Ricky, you need to cut the fucking shit because you're causing problems.
Exactly. Because I always joke with people, but there's also a bit of seriousness. It's like, they always say, no one's perfect. I say, I'm perfect. I'm a perfect mess. And I'm willing to admit it. I am a perfect mess.
And I keep trying to fix it.
Like, means I'm willing to also work on being less of a mess and to do my best to try to be how God wants me to be. I know I'm going to have flaws because I'm human. But that I know that I have the flaws and that I work on it.
The fact that you even noticed shows you care. If you don't think you have flaws, then you don't pay any attention to anything. If you think you're always right, then you're not actually paying attention. You're not aware of what's going on around you.
That was definitely the what I termed the modern Pharisee side of my ex's family. They were always like, oh, we are always right. And then, especially now that I've been out, it's like, no, your interpretation of the Bible is blah, 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 blah. But that does not mean what you claiming to be as the Bible is not how it is and God intended it to be. Exactly. Especially And the thing that pisses me off the most is that the grandfather, he's a substitute teacher, he's a mandated reporter. And there are at least 2, possibly 3 times I know of that he did not file his mandated report when he was informed because it was his daughter's husband that was being the abuser. It's like, you're a mandated reporter. You don't get the discretion of, uh, what you do or don't. By state and federal laws, you are supposed to make that report. Even if there's no proof, you're supposed to make it if there is a report of it, or you're being told that that happened. You don't get that discretion. And the fact that he has on those times, it's like, which is another reason I don't follow them as being godly, because they're putting their family politics above what God tells them to do, above what the law tells them to do.
This is why I do everything public now, because I don't want any backroom conversations where people feel like somebody's not getting help. And maybe I'm wrong. So you know what? Let's put it all in the public and let somebody else decide, because I'm not the one being hurt here. So if you're being hurt, I want to know how I can help you and not make it worse.
Yeah, and I'm all about, helping me and then in turn helping others.
That's why I want to help you, and then I'm going to teach you hopefully how to help other people. And this video is going to be perfect. But we do need paperwork. We're going to need all the paperwork that you have. I need to teach you how to make it machine readable, because you'll copy and paste it into a regular document and it'll be a mess. So you have to make the spacing right. It'll take you a couple of weeks to get your paperwork in order. But once you're done, you're never going to have to do this ever again. And you're going to feel such a sense of relief, because now you'll just be able to help other people and you'll never have to help yourself.
Yeah, I have a ton of stuff on Google Drive. Like I even have some of the for the divorce thing, the various letters my ex wrote, her mom wrote, basically talking about how abusive, or how, like, in my ex's words, I don't remember the exact words. Basically, her dad cannot be left to make decisions by himself. Like I said, I don't remember the exact words. I'd have to go through the file, but that's basically the gist of it. So here she is. She's saying she knows her dad cannot be left alone to make decisions by himself. Yet she chose to leave our sons alone with him in a literal dump with barbed wire, trash, rusted hunks of metal, to get a job to stay in that dump instead of working with me to get them out of the dump.
The entire system is designed to turn us against each other. That's why I stopped fighting my neighbors, and I'm just going to fight the system. Like even police officers, I did investigations to find out how their unions are being robbed, firefighters, other state employees. So when the shit hits the fan, I'm not fighting police officers. I'm not fighting other civil servants. They're going to stand by our side, because they got fucked over too. They've been lied to. They've been made to feel powerless. And this is the problem. Yeah. If you meet a police officer that really wants to help you, and then that police officer tries to help you, they're going to get fucked so hard that they're never going to be able to survive.
Yeah.
We need to do what I'm doing. We need to get our stories out there to give these people a shield to protect themselves. If we don't protect the people that can speak up and help us, that have better information, the people on the inside that want to help us, if we can't protect them with what we're doing, then they're never going to speak up. Help. Exactly. So we have to show that we're willing to put it all out there and protect them. I'm not against police officers, and I know that police officers were forced to make bad choices. They were placed in these positions, in these impossible positions, and then you had to choose. You have to save this person or you have to save this person, but one of them's gonna get fucked. And how do you decide how to do that? You have to just shut yourself off and you just fuck it, pick that one then. And that's a horrible fucking choice. I never want to have to do that ever the fuck again. We're gonna help them both. I'll give up something to help them both, but I'm not gonna let one of them fucking sink and the other one's gonna float. No. We can all float together. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. Well, it's just like what I was that little fathers group I was mentioning, they had these little exercises like where you have a boat and you try to get to an island and the boat's sinking and you have to pick what you're going to save. So
You know what
I came. My
I bet you think the
solution
same thing I
was
did.
use the waterproof tent, plug up the hole, and then drag the boat and everything you need to get to the island.
You know what? If the boat is going to float, if people jump out of it, why don't everybody jump out and just hold on the side and kick together?
Well, that was my whole thing. We all get the boat. We use the tent because it's a waterproof tent. We use that, plug up the hole, and then we all bring the boat to shore. We'll eventually dry out in the sun, and then we have all of our supplies with us. And the one host of that said, and then the one host of that said, no one has ever come up with that solution. And I'm like, really?
Everybody always wants to sacrifice somebody. Why?
Or sacrifice some stuff. I'm like, here's what we do. We all work together. We do this, and then we keep our stuff. I said, and if for some reason that's not acceptable, I was in the Navy. Here's how we turn all these extra clothes into flotation devices, and we get the stuff there better. So we have two solutions here. And
I didn't even think of that.
Traditional thoughts.
I forgot all about clothes being able to turn into flotation devices. See, when you get more people together, you have all the ideas in the world.
And that's what it's about. There's the traditional thinking, and then there's the outside the box. And I admit sometimes I do get stuck in my little box, but every now and then I want to put my head to it. I'm like, well, why not this?
Exactly.
It works.
And if we don't share it publicly, no one will ever know. And this is why I want it all public.
Yeah.
Now, this is fantastic. I don't know how much paperwork you have on your Google Drive, and I don't know, do you use AI a lot? Because Gemini is in your Google Drive.
Gemini, I don't really use Google AI. I do a little bit. The main two I use are Perplexity AI, and then I use Braves AI.
All right. I'm going to teach you how to use
Perplexity, though.
You want to use Gemini because it's already in your Google Drive. And I'm going to send you my work, and we're going to work together, and it's going to be shocked. Your AI is now going to want to team up, and it's going to want to push you harder. I'm going to send you all of my personal information. It's only 200 megabytes, and your AI's never fucking seen anything like this.
I'm game.
Yeah, I give everybody my personal information. The only thing I haven't handed out yet is my social security number. And I might even do that. Like, you know what? Fuck this system. Because that's all they use to control me is some numbers. And once all my numbers are out there, what are they going to do? They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to address me. If I give out my credit card numbers, my social security numbers, all of my information, and let scammers have it, then my government has to address it.
Interesting you mentioned that. So, can I go off on a little side thing? Have you ever heard of a guy called Brandon Joe Williams?
There's so many names out there. The name sounds familiar, but
I'll send you some stuff. There's a whole world of stuff on the social security number and a lot of the stuff behind that, which kind of feeds into the bigger thing of, the whole concept of the money and making the money behind the money and all that. So, and probably the easiest thing, it's just a short little 10-minute thing. It gives you ideas to just what's really going on with that. And
he's the one with the saying you don't have to have a driver's license and stuff like that, like because of the way the law has been twisted.
Oh, actually, he's one of them, but there's actually case laws, and I have the case laws saying you don't need a driver's license, you don't need insurance. And I can send you those case laws too, if you like.
I would love everything because I post it all online. Everything I have, I just share it. I share laws online. I share stories online. Anything that's public, I copy it and I add it to my story. Like Facebook stuff. If you post stuff on Facebook, it's mine now. It's part of it's part of this case. Anybody that posts threats or anything good, any good information I can use, I'll copy it and save it.
Yeah. Well, I'll give you the link to the main legal drive where I have all that stuff, and you could Share all that.
And I'll send you mine as well. And I'll teach you how to start asking your AI better questions. Because we have to talk to AI like they're federal investigators. Not like they're just, oh, this is just my AI partner. Like, no, this is a federal investigator helping me take down a dirty organization.
Makes sense.
All right. So I've got some stuff to do. I don't know if you want to talk again, or you can send me that information. We'll email each other.
I'll send you the information. Okay. I'll have to, because my work schedule changes week to week. So, and then I can let you know what I have and what my availability is. And we can kind of go from there.
Perfect. And I'm on disability, so I'm around all the time. So I'll work around your schedule.
All right. Awesome. All right,
well, it was
great talk.
It was great talking with you.
Yeah, it was great talking with you, Ricky.
And I'm going to share what my AI says as well. If you could send me your email, I'll send you my Google Drive over Facebook. Or, actually, I might have I don't think I have your email yet. You have a Gmail?
That's how I.
So yeah,
I'm logged in.
It's just a long day.
Yeah. Yeah, perfect. I'll send you through Facebook. I'll send you my Gmail, the Google Drive, and we'll get it done.
Awesome, and I'll talk to you again later.
All right.
Have a great day. Bye, Eddie.
Bye.